Welcome back. It is Saturday, November 16th in the NBA. My two best bets are on the way. In this video, we got two player props I really like for Saturday's slate. It's a shorter slate, a lot of big spreads. I'll talk about the games that I don't have an official pick in at the end of the video. If you are new, my name's Austin from Calling Our Shot. As always, we begin with a recap from yesterday. An all right day, 2 and 3. Joel Embiid's over in first quarter points was literally freest bet of all time. He scored 10 points. I think he hit that with less than 5 minutes. That's what he does. RJ Barrett barely went over his over in points. The losers, annoying. Honestly, Pacers minus 3.5, just a bad read. Logan's streak of 7 straight winners comes to an end. He doesn't actually have a pick today. Today's slate is not the best. I added to play Dante DiVincenzo's over in points, just a bad read there. The one that really kind of decided our night was with Devin Booker's plays. I put them just as one, low X mark. We had 3 plays for him, all totaling 1.25 units. The under in points was the freest bet of the board, but the problem was he couldn't get any assists. I just was looking up 11 potential assists. I really feel like he probably had like 15. He kept passing it to his teammates, and they could not buy a shot to save their lives. We missed his first play by 1 assist. He had 2 assists in like the first 3 minutes. Just frustrating. It hasn't been the greatest start to the season. Still profitable, but you guys expect better from me, and I expect better from myself. So we need to lock in. We need to go 2-0 today, and hopefully deliver some good momentum coming into tomorrow and get on that heater. Last year we had a heater at the beginning of the year where we hit 17 straight. We need to get back to doing just that. So I will dive into my 2 favorite picks of the day. A couple of videos already are live on the channel. College football, if you're interested in that was already posted yesterday. And then we'll have some NFL videos posted today. I'm feeling a big NFL week. I've already sent out all the plays to the DubClub. Should be a good week for us, plus our anytime touchdown parlay and things like that. Just hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out of them. Let's dive into the 2 picks today. The first one is the guy that we are 1-0 on this season. His name is Brandon Miller of the Charlotte Hornets. I like his over 20.5 points plus assists, minus 120 on BetMGM. Now, if this line bumps to 21.5, I'd probably just look at his regular over in points at 17.5. That's what I was going to take, but I like the addition of the assists here, and I'll talk about why. Obviously, Brandon Miller, I'm not expecting him to get like 11 points and 10 assists. If he gets a double-double and gets 10 assists, I'll record tomorrow shirtless because he just does not get the assists like that. But I think he has some upside there where we could see him maybe get 4, 5, or 6 assists, which obviously would be pretty cool at helping us cash this instead of just taking the 17.5 points line, which I obviously do like. Now, why am I tacking on the assists here? Over the last 4 games, Miller, 4, 6, 2, and 7 assists. Not too shabby. He's averaged 7.5 potential assists. He's had 2 games in the last 3 where he's had 10 potential assists. Now, as most notable to note, Miles Bridges. Will he return today? Now, if Bridges does return, you probably will see this line go down a little bit. I don't know if he does or not. Bridges is questionable. He was upgraded to questionable. He was given a 2-week timeline a few weeks, 9 days ago for his hyperextended knee. The Hornets do play tomorrow, and then they play again on Tuesday. So they have 3 games in their next 4 nights. We could hopefully not see Bridges tonight. That would be ideal. Now, why do I like the points, though? Regardless of if Bridges plays or not, this is a great matchup for him. Miller's last 4 games, he's had 19, 29, 22, and 8 points. He's had 16, 17, 16, and 18 field goal attempts. So the field goal attempts are right there. Last game, though, what happened? 3 for 18. If he shoots 3 for 18 again, well, GG. We're not going to probably cash this line unless he's getting to the free throw line a ton, which is unlikely. But I love this matchup for him to bounce back. He's notoriously been better at home, which is where he finds himself today. And Miller scores 64% of his points via above the break opportunities. And in fact, I kind of want to bring up the screen for you guys to kind of see. It's from a site called Props Madness. Props Madness, free ad for a pretty cool site. If you look at their, I'll pull up his right now, you'll see where he scores his points. You see 64% of them are coming via that above the break option. And then you see his, his scoring tendencies down there at the bottom. You hear me talk about these things a ton in the videos. So you see everywhere place he scores pretty good against the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, they've ranked in the bottom half of the league. If you switch it over to opponent's defense, you see the Bucks 26 from that above the break range, where you see him score nearly 2/3 of his points. He also can get to the mid range and shoot those shots too. There's a reason he looks up to Paul George. It's kind of how he models his game. I think it's a good spot to back a guy like Brandon Miller. I think he's going to have the volume here, and we've seen, Miller. You look at his other lines; he's minus 160 or worse to make 3 threes, and he's over this line in 26 of his last 30 games when he's made 3 or more threes. But even if he doesn't make the 3 threes, if we get some good volume, there's a good chance he goes over in 21 of his last 30 when he shoots 12 or more times, 25 of 30 with 15 or more shots. Again, I think he approaches 15 plus field goal attempts, maybe a little bit more, probably around the 15 to 18 mark. That's probably where he'll find himself. I think he bounces back after a 3 for 18 showing. So I really like Brandon Miller today. I think this is the perfect spot for him as a catch and shoot player against the Milwaukee Bucks. Where's the Bucks' strength of defense? It's in the paint when they got Brook Lopez and Giannis kind of protecting that paint. That's not where Brandon Miller really goes unless he's coming in transition. He's going to be attempting a lot of mid-ranges and mostly three-pointers, which obviously if you're shooting 12 to 15 shots and there are a lot of threes, you rather those than, a bunch of mid-rangers. So I really do like this spot for Brandon Miller. I think he has a pretty good game. So I'll take us over at 20.5 points plus assists. As I said, you could probably just take the points. They're going to go hand in hand. I just like the addition of the assists, given what he's been doing recently. If Bridges returns, I don't know if I love the assists as much, but I think they obviously go hand in hand. Now we keep things moving to my second play. It's going to be an under. Yesterday, I tried to take an under with Nicholas Claxton, and he did not play, which is tough. Today, we're going to Victor Wembanyama, under 24.5 points, minus 115 on Bet365. I hate to fade my man Wemby. You guys know I love Wembanyama. Got to go to his first ever game last year, and then went to his second game as well. I love him. However, I'm going to fade him here. I don't like this spot for him. Now, Wembanyama, if you've been fading him to start the year, you were printing. Last 3 games, you're kind of cooked as he's over in 3 straight games for Sacramento, Washington, and then the Lakers last night. And he's attempted 22 or more field goal attempts in all 3 games. So the volume's been really great for him. Why is that? Well, because these teams aren't defending him properly. The Kings and Lakers both had Anthony Davis or Domantas Sabonis on him. That's not really a great matchup for either of those two guys. They're a center. They're going to stay down below in the paint. So he gets free open, wide open 3-pointers. And then the Wizards, I don't even need to get on the Wizards. The Wizards defense is terrible. Today you're going to get the Mavericks. And Mavericks, a team that are coming off a loss. They're 10.5 point favorites at home, and they're going to try defensively. And that's all I can ask for against Wembanyama. There's a team that's going to try defensively because, in my opinion, how you slow down Wembanyama, you throw a smaller wing guy on him, and then you provide some help with a center over the top. And I'm pretty sure we'll see this Mavericks kind of do a similar sort of game plan against them. We saw these teams play earlier this year in that first matchup. Wembanyama, 17 points in 28 minutes. 5 of 18 shooting. So obviously wasn't knocking out his shots because of how they were defending him. And I don't expect him to just randomly start knocking down shots, especially on a back-to-back. How do they defend him? They put PJ Washington on him a good amount. And PJ might not, he probably isn't playing today, but they have Maxi Kleber back, who also did some defensive rotations onto Wembanyama. Najee Marshall. That's how I want them to defend him. Put a smaller guy out on him. Sure, he can shoot over you, but he doesn't really want to. It's a little bit uncomfortable with the smaller guy underneath you. And then if he tries to get into the hoop, you have Gafford and Lively waiting for him there. And we've seen the Spurs, are they going to be competitive here? They're 10.5 point underdogs. Spurs are on a back-to-back, like I said, after a tough loss last night to the Lakers. A fast-paced, up-and-down game. Last year, Wemby on back-to-backs, only 17.8 points per game in 26 minutes. He shot 42%. So again, he's a guy that has struggled on back-to-backs. They're obviously monitoring his minutes. They don't need to run him into the ground. If this is a blowout, he will not play. And I can guarantee you one thing, it's probably not a blowout. Every time I take an under, it is a sweat to the end. So Wemby's, they're not going to lose minutes due to a blowout. I swear that's my luck on those sort of unders. But again, joking aside, it could happen. It's not the craziest thing of the Mavericks bouncing back here, back at home, and they just beat the Spurs handily. And this is a 20-point game at halftime. Wouldn't really shock anyone. Just don't like this matchup for him. So I will fade Victor Wembanyama. He relies on scoring 82% of his points in areas where the Mavericks rank top 10 defensively. So not a great matchup for him if he goes over, tip the cap, but scoring 25 points as a center against the Mavericks, not the easiest thing. He's going to have to knock down his threes, which he's been very inconsistent at doing. I don't see him having a ton of success in the paint against Gafford and Lively. So again, I'll take Victor Wembanyama's under 24.5 points. I'll take Brandon Miller's over 20.5 points plus assists. Those are my 2 plays of the day. I'm going to keep it simple. Talking about the other games, I pulled up the schedule. I'll talk about them right here. Raptors Celtics. No, I'm out. Nope. That's a 17.5 point spread. Count me out. No, I'm not doing it. Lakers Pelicans. I looked at this game. I did. I just don't know here. These are Lakers and Pelicans both coming off back-to-backs. I did look at LeBron's over in assists at 9.5. Feels weird that line's at 9.5, given he's had double digits like 12 plus in 4 straight. And I think he's hit that in 6 of his last 7. That would be my one pick in that game if I had to. But again, it's a back-to-back. I'm not going to get involved. And then the other one, Jazz Kings. I looked hard at taking John Collins over in points. I just couldn't get there. I just don't like betting on the Jazz. I just don't know what's about them. They just have too many guys that just feel like they're the best player of all time. At Jordan Clarkson and at John Collins and at Keontae George. I just don't trust any of them. I feel like when I pick one, the wrong one's going to go off. I don't like that team. As for the Kings side, yeah, De'Aaron Fox, who just scored a 60 burger yesterday. Props to him. Impressive. DeRozan maybe returns tonight. I don't like it. This is why Logan didn't make a pick, because the slate's just a weird one. So again, we're just going to stick to the 2 plays. Victor's under and Brandon Miller's over in points plus assists. Hopefully that's a 2-0 card, and we can move on to Sunday, which we have a pretty big slate if I'm not mistaken. Kind of looking at the games right now. Yeah, we have 10 games on tomorrow, so we should have a pretty decent slate inbound. So stay tuned. Those are my 2 picks of the day. I will have a college football video already live. You can go check it out. I went 7-1 last week trying to duplicate that. And then we'll have 2 NFL videos posted, one at 12 p.m. Eastern time, noon, and then one at 6 p.m. tonight, this evening. So definitely tap into those. It's going to be a big NFL week. I'm feeling it. Let's have a day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.